Everyone, today we're going to talk about functions hoisting and functions name property. So let's first start by talking about let's talk about the functions itself. Let's say how can we declare or define a function. So let's start by the function declaration. If we say, let's say we have this function, this is called function declaration, the way that we wrote it. Then there is another thing called function expression, but without a name. So you can do something like that. Lexus equal function and that's another way. This is, we call it function declaration without name. Let's say we have another one, call it BMW equal function car. So now if you go to the function, let's say excuse me, let me write this function just to make sure that everything looks fine. So if we write for dot name, we print Ford. If we write Lexus dot name, that will print Lexus. If we print BMW dot name, this will print car. I recognize that this is not the same behavior as in Firefox. In Firefox, and when we write a function expression without a name, it will print an empty string. And let me show you what happened here. So if we come here and we do this, and then we print Lexus.name, will print actually undefined in this case. So sorry, it's had some name, so it prints, as you can see, it prints an empty string. So there is a difference between the browsers, as we see between the declarations and expression. Now let's go back to the more important thing here that I want to talk about it today, which is the function hoisting. So when we look at these two examples, we feel like maybe someone say, oh, so what is the difference? It's just the name, and the name property also is defined in the function expression. So what is the difference? Actually, the difference here, the main difference happens during the hoisting, and we're gonna talk about this using this example. Let's say define a function, and we call it global one, and this function we're gonna say like console dot log say global one. So this is the first function that we define, and let's define another function, call it global 2. We're gonna print global 2. Okay, this is another function, we call it global 2. Now let's define a third function, let's call it hoist me. And in this example, I'm gonna show you what is the difference exactly. So let's first console.log type of let's say global 1. Alright, and then let's write the same statement here. Global 2, and then let's call global 1 and after that let's call global 2. Like, okay, I'm gonna finish the exam, then we're gonna go through the what is the result in this case. So after that, let's try to override this function inside our function hoist me. So if we define another function, let's call it global 1, and inside global 1 I want to print console.log local 1, and same thing, I want to copy this guy here, just right here, and I want to global 2, and just with a little difference here. As you can see here, we are using the function declaration. For the second one, we're gonna use this. Gonna use, let's say, test, and here we're gonna call it let's call it global 2, sorry, and let's use the function expression without name, and let's see what's gonna happen. So let me make this 2, and I think that will be it here. Can add this also just to make it more clear, or just this, and that's it. So I think now let's go to hoist me, just see what does it have. So it has what we need. Alright, so now let's come back and see what's gonna happen when we call hoist me. Alright, so as you can see here, when we called hoist me, what did it do exactly? If we go back to the code here, we are printing the type of global 1, which is here global 1, and you can see here in global 1 we override it using the function declaration. So what did it print here? We go back, if we go down here, as you can see here, what it here in, when we printed the type of global 1, it printed function, but when it came here to global 2, it says undefined, and when we printed this one, it printed local 1, and it on the second one it says uncode type error global 2 is not a function. Why did that happen? Because as we said here, when the hoisting happen, it will take it in the function declaration case, it will take the function name and the body of it, so it will be able to recognize that a global 1 function as a function. But in this case, it will take just var global 2 to the top of the function and declare it without the body. So when you try to call it, it will say, hey, I don't have anything, this is not a function, and it will throw this error. So I hope this is simple, and I will post this example. Hope you understood what I hope this was helpful for you all. And if you need more information, go back to the JavaScript patterns book. It's a great book, and thank you so much. Bye bye.